Hi everyone, welcome to Art Time with Miss Lynn. I'm so happy and grateful you're joining me here today for some art making. Today we are going to use some recycling materials to do some stamping. I have been collecting some empty tissue rolls and I'm going to use to make some stamps using this material. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this in half. So be careful when you're using the scissors. Cut this in half. And I'm going to use this to create kind of like a flower stamp. So this is one of them that I make. What you want to do is you just have to cut along the edges and cut a few splits carefully. And you're trying to cut this the same length. Try to keep it the same length. So if I cut it like 1 inch, you want to cut it the same thing and spread it out. So right now I have maybe 4. I'm going to cut a little more. So I'm going to cut in between the ones that I already cut. So now I have the little slips over here, and then you just have to open it up, bend this back. If you do cut it like some longer, some shorter, it's not going to be even. It'll be a little bit harder to stamp. So now I just open this up, and you can see this shape that I make here. And of course, you can try to make it different by cutting off corners if you want to be more, if you want to create different shapes, different petals, I guess. So right now I'm cutting off the corners of each one to make this pointier. You can do a lot of different shapes, maybe even round shapes. So these two shapes are easy to do because I have to just cut kind of straight lines. So now I have a different kinds of flower to stamp. All right. Now I use some cardboard materials to cut out some stems. You can use regular cardboard material that you collected and just do like rectangle shapes. So maybe you can do something like that. We can add this after you stamp, so, or you can glue this before you stamp. Doesn't matter, doesn't really matter. So now we have these two shapes. I'm going to use paint to do some stamping. So if you don't have paint, it will be hard to actually make this project. So now I'm going to use this color that I have here, and I'm just going to fill it up, tap, tap, tap onto the paint, spin it around so I make sure I have paint on all the petals, and then do some stamping. So let's start from the middle. Press down, push it down, and let's see. Not too bad. I'm gonna refill my paint. Do another one. Be over here. I want to press it down, hold it down. Okay. If the paint doesn't come out completely, what you can do is you can use the stamp a few times and then just go press it around. This way you're going to make a different flower like that, right? So let's try this one. You spin it around and see, I can check. Oh, it's not completely filled yet with the paint, so I'm going to spin it around a little more. This time I'm going to put it here, press it down. Now if you know the flap is kind of tilted up, you could use your finger and help you just gently push down a little bit, let the paints go down. like that one. So make as many flowers you want or fill up the paper. Right? And then we can use these little rectangle stems that I cut out. You can glue it down, right? You can cut it off if I don't want it to be off the paper like that, right? Another way is to use it as a paintbrush. That's what I did earlier. So I'm just gonna use the tip of this, add some green paint, and then just kind of use it to paint. Of course, if you have a brush, use a brush to do that. Now, I'm challenging myself to not use a brush because you want to use the recycling materials in different ways. I'm challenging myself to use it as a brush. I can make leaf and paint like that. Go like this. Right? I could also paint some grass. Right? Go up, 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 like that. And of course, you can use more than one color paint, like different kinds of yellow or orange, different kind of red to create your flowers. You don't have to limit yourself to one color if you have those colored paints. I hope you create a beautiful spring picture using tissue roll for stamping. And I can't wait to see your artwork. See you next time.